but the policies and what he did for this country, I'm happy. Listen, it didn't have to be him, Steve. It could have been a fucking turtle. He woke us up. He told people, hey, look at this.
Man, I've never seen Vinny this upset. It's cool. Hey, I'm Joel. Thanks for tuning in. So today we're going to be reacting to a video by Valuetainment on the PBD podcast. They were interviewing the founder of the Lincoln Project. So let's get to it.
You lose credibility when you say 2,977 people died is less of an event than one person dying on J6.
That's not.
When you say that, you've already.
That's not. You're manipulating what I said, twisting it. What I said was January 6th was a more severe attack on the United States. September 11th had more casualties. There's a difference.
How do you measure worse?
Can't wait to hear this difference.
Data says one event we lost nearly 3,000 people. One event we lost one.
We lost.
The average person, they're going to say, of course, 3,000 is going to be worse.
Because
than
I
one.
guess I'm counting the 600,000 that died in the American Civil War, and I'm counting the 405,000 that died in the Second World War.
So he's going to say that the insurrection on J6 was an affront to all those wars, to all those soldiers that died in those wars. It's the complete opposite. Those people died so that we would have the freedom to protest, so that we would have the freedom to speak out against what we deem to be injustice. As far as casualties, doesn't even compare. I mean, one person died on January 6th. That's tragic. One life is tragic. And to the family of the person that died, yeah, that was way more significant maybe than 9/11. But as a whole, and for the country to say that January 6th was worse than 9/11, it doesn't even compare. But let's move on.
And I'm counting the 50,000 that died in the Korean War. And I'm counting the 58,000 that died in the Vietnam War. And I'm counting the acts of sacrifice that go back to 1776 that were desecrated on that day, incited by a single man who was
desecrated. That's what, like I said, that's what those people died for. That's what they were fighting. Well, actually, if you want to get real about it, most of them were fighting because they were told to. They were ordered to, right? We'd like to believe that the reason soldiers go to war is to defend freedom and to defend liberty and to defend our way of life. And I think that's what we saw in J6. Yeah, there's people that got out of hand and they got that mob mentality and they all went in. But imagine all those people actually trying to hurt police, actually trying to destroy things. They could have done much, much worse. And if you've seen the videos, there were people there who were telling people not to do that. And yes, while there were pockets of violence, there were also pockets of people just walking around. Just looking around. Wow, this is cool. This is nice. And a lot of them have had their lives ruined. A lot of them are now in prison for years and years and years for simply walking into a building. That's supposed to be our building, right? The building of the people. That's another thing, though. But anyway, let's continue with this clown.
Assaulted the Constitution of the United States. We were attacked by a foreign enemy on September 11th of 2001. The casualties were horrendous, as they were on December 7th of 1941, but the attack on January 6th was more severe also than the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Well, some would call it attack, but from the videos that we saw, Steve, from Twitter and just undercover cameras, it didn't look like an attack. If somebody
are you talking about?
I'm just talking about all the videos that we've seen, the undercover.
What do you mean all the videos?
All the videos on Twitter.
Well, all the videos on Twitter?
Yeah, hold on.
Are you guys going to really sit here and tell me that the attack on January 6th didn't happen, that the violence, the bludgeoning of the police officers didn't happen?
Hold on.
Because of some shit on Twitter. Here we go.
Steve, I'll give you.
See, that's something. When you know somebody has no credibility is when they dismiss something outright just because it's on wherever. In this case, Twitter. You're saying, oh, because it's on Twitter. Yeah. Most stuff on Twitter is more real than the stuff you see on mainstream news. And on this clown's organization, the Lincoln Project.
Come on.
Steve, I'll give you my opinion and then you could talk. First of all,
It's not an opinion.
Hold on.
It's not an opinion. It's a bullshit conspiracy.
All right, time out. I'm not only a New Yorker, I'm a veteran. For you, time out.
Yeah.
It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. Anything that they don't like or that doesn't fit their narrative, it's a conspiracy. You're a conspiracy theorist. Sorry. And the sad part is that most people believe them.
My brother's a veteran. He's a veteran. For you to listen to me, for you to say that January 6th compared to 9/11 that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Hold on, let me finish. Number one, it wasn't an attack. It looked like a guided tour. Okay, that's what it.
You're a nut.
Are you? Yeah, you ain't right. I am. It was a guided tour.
And that's another thing. When they don't have a point, a counterpoint, a good counterpoint, they'll just start insulting you. What do they say in a debate? The first person that starts hurling personal insults is the one that lost, because they have nothing to say to prove you wrong. So they'll just start insulting you.
A guided tour.
You think
a guy beating the cops with all the violence?
Who died? Ashley Babbitt, a veteran, they shot. The Capitol Police shot her ass. Where the is that guy getting in trouble? You're just upset because Donald Trump said, you know what, they probably cheated. You don't think he has a leg to stand on that they did it in 2016? Hillary, Russia, FBI, colluded. Are you how are we crazy, Steve? How are we crazy?
I mean, this is going to be on video, so I mean, you're going to speak for yourself.
No, I'm going to speak for myself. Yeah. 19 terrorists took 4 commercial flights, crashed them in the World Trade, crashed them in the Pentagon, did all that. Yeah. Okay, and you're saying that, and we've lost, by the way, for how many decades of wars, we've lost over 1 million people from the Iraq War, which is all bullshit, all a lie. 1 million people.
We lost 1 million Americans in the Iraq War?
No, we lost. We killed people because we said there was weapons of mass destruction. Mm-hmm. We lied. Bush lied.
I think he meant we've lost over 1 million people just in general.
Oh yeah, there's weapons of mass destruction there. There was no weapons of mass destruction, but we were like, oh, we changed the name since we're here, enduring freedom, which is bull. Okay, so as a veteran, as an American, as a New Yorker, for you to say that one day compared to that is absolutely absurd, Steve. I understand that you love this country. I'm not questioning your patriotism, but the hate for one guy because he loves this country so much is absolute bullshit. He does.
God, you're a fool.
How am I a fool?
Personal insults.
You have Trump derangement syndrome. You just hate him. You just hate the guy.
You are taken in by a con man.
No, I'm not. I guess
he
what?
loves
I'm
the
not
country.
A Republican.
Trump
I'm not
loves
a
the
Democrat.
country.
You damn right he does. He's been saying it since the 80s, 90s on Letterman and all these shows.
He's a guy on September 11th who went down, said he was down there. He wasn't. He's a guy who called in on a radio. He said, now I got the tallest building in Lower Manhattan. He's a guy who lied about Muslims cheering it in New Jersey from Jersey City. He is a con man.
Now, this is one of those things where you hear one of those things that gets taken out of context, right? I don't know what particular quotes he's referring to, or times when Trump said that, which on themselves would be like, what a despicable human being. Oh, now I have the tallest building in New York, right? Or in Manhattan. But what these people tend to do is take things out of context. We don't know. I mean, you can look up, see if you can find that time he said that. I've never seen it. And personally, I mean, I do follow Trump ever since The Apprentice. I've always been, I liked business and I like that show anyway. A lot of people did. But people like this guy like to take things out of context to make others look bad. And it's one of those things where if you know a person, or if you've seen enough about them over years, in my case with President Trump, you kind of know what they're about, right? I'm not saying you know them personally and you know everything about them, but you get a gist, you get an idea of what their personality is, right? And yeah, he's bombastic and he exaggerates and yeah, maybe tells some white lies, inconsequential lies every now and then. But if somebody tells you that someone said something about someone that you kind of know, you get a feeling of, well, that doesn't sound right to me. Let me check it out, right? You at least have that doubt. And that's why doing your own research is really important. You have to find things out for yourself. Don't just believe what people tell you. I have sources that I've watched them because I've watched them for a long time and they've proven to be true, I don't dig in as much as I used to. That's really important. Always do your own research.
And that you have fallen for this bullshit.
I'm not falling for anything, Steve.
Please.
Steve, how about this, Steve? It didn't have to be Trump. What I love is that this dude sacrificed everything to pull back a curtain and tell the regular American.
What did Donald Trump sacrifice?
Time out. Guess what?
Did Donald
his
Trump
name,
sacrifice?
his career, he could go to prison. He could go to prison for what you guys want for the rest of his life.
Shouldn't have broken the law.
No, Steve, you know what it was? Steve,
Broken
don't
the
give me this breaking the law.
Espionage Act, huh?
He pulled open a curtain and let all of us see. The regular people.
Now that's true. Say, oh, what did he sacrifice? What did he sacrifice? Let's see. What was he before he became president? He was a celebrity. He was a billionaire. Had his own jet, buildings, could go anywhere, do anything. Most people loved him. You know, he was welcome on talk shows at night. You know, all these politicians had him at their dinners because he donated big fat checks. So why would he want to become president? Oh, you know, his detractors would say, oh, because he wants to be a dictator and he wants to destroy the world. Come on. I mean, that's just stupid. What we see from his interviews way back from the 80s is that he was considering running for president because he didn't like the way the country was being run and the direction the country was heading in. And that's what he kept saying. You know, I might have to run. If things keep going this way, I may have to run. He considered it once as an independent, but I guess their internal polling or research showed that he didn't have much of a chance, so he decided not to. So yeah, he sacrificed a lot. Now, I don't believe he's going to go to prison. This is third country kind of stuff where the government is prosecuting political rivals, locking up their attorneys, locking up anybody who says anything positive about them. You know, all these people on January 6th that are going to prison for just being in a place. Some people weren't even there. There was a journalist who just got like 17 years for reporting on it because he was reporting on it and they're saying, oh, he was inciting or he was promoting it. This is scary stuff. It's scary stuff, and we don't want to live in that kind of country. I don't care if you're pro-Trump or anti-Trump. It's not a country you want to live in because the kind of people we have in government in general are not the kind of people who don't hold grudges. They're not the most centered and ethical people. My point is that what goes around comes around. So if one side is doing that right now, the side in power is doing that right now, what do you think the other side's going to do when they get into power? It's something we need to be very careful. It's a double-edged sword. And it's going to come back to bite us in the ass if we allow this to continue to happen.
Look at what these are doing. Fake news, fake this.
Are you talking about the shower curtain where he had the country's most sensitive secrets?
Oh, you mean but Biden doesn't bother you? But Biden doesn't bother you?
Right.
They all take documents home. They all take that. Hey, hold on. Were we in better shape now than when Trump was in? Are you happy with what's going on? You and your Lincoln Project, but mind you, the biggest hypocrites, you guys were going after him for Russian collusion and tax evading. That's what you guys were doing. All your people. You were the only one that was in.
Yeah, look that up. A lot of the people involved in the Lincoln Project have been involved in a lot of shady stuff. Yeah, just Google it. Lincoln Project shady stuff.
The rest of them were perverted. One of them was a Russian agent. One of them owes $390,000 in a tax lien on his house, and the other guy went to court from American Express for not paying his $30,000 tax bill. You guys are the biggest hypocrites. The biggest hypocrites. You guys hate the man.
Watch, he's not going to even say anything about that. He's going to go into something else. Watch. He's going to pretend that Vinny didn't even say what he just said.
You guys just hate the man, but the policies and what he did for this country, I'm happy. Listen, it didn't have to be him, Steve. It could have been a fucking turtle. He woke us up. He told people, hey, look at this
Man, I've never seen Vinny this upset. It's cool.
curtain. Look at what these assholes are doing. Fake news, and it's all shit.
They're forgetting to bleep a lot of this out. It'll be bleeped in this video because I'm just starting, so YouTube could get rid of me like this. Like this.
He sacrificed it all for us. Plain and simple, Steve. Say what you want. Say what you want. You're talking to a veteran that whole family fought for this country, and my parents are immigrants, and I'm a New Yorker. For you to compare those two is fucking asinine. The only girl that died was a veteran. The Capitol Police shot her. You said bludgeoning? Who died on January 6th? Who died?
Well, we have multiple suicides.
God, give me a
officers.
break. Give me a break.
We have a lot of
multiple on January 6th in the Capitol. Who died? I'm passionate because I'm telling the truth.
You're crazy. I'm not going to talk to you. That way I don't have to defend anything that you just said. I don't have to counter anything that you just said. Oh, you're crazy. You're crazy. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. You know, I've had people tell me they'll express a point or a fact in their eyes. And I'll tell them, no, that's not true. Look, I have actual videos that'll show you that, you know, you're wrong. And oh, no, that's stupid. That's fake. That's fake. I don't want to see it. What? And that's when you know that people, they're just like, they've got their mind made up and they don't want to know anything else. So you just stop talking. And that's one of the cool things about making these videos is that you make them for the people who want to watch them, right? Okay, let's continue.
I'm telling the truth, Steve. You're the one, you were cussing and talking shit. You're not going to do that with me. I'm sorry, bro.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
You are sitting here lying to millions of people about what happened on January 6th.
I'm lying.
Which was an attack on the country incited by the president. Watch the
Why
video.
is he in jail for inciting violence?
Yeah, watch the video. Watch the video. Watch what, I mean, if you're watching this video, then you probably know what Trump actually said. But he was talking about peacefully go and protest.
He will be soon.
Is that the video? Is that the video where he's like, go peaceful?
Yeah.
He's like, go in there, be peaceful.
That's
don't
what
do
happened.
Shit.
I don't know.
You guys hate the person.
You guys don't seem to be a whack job like this guy.
Yeah, I'm a whack
But
job.
you know what it is though, Steve. You know what it is. So for me, I want to respect the voter, and I think there are millions, if not tens, who feel like he does. I
don't give a how he feels, and this is
And I don't give a how you feel.
And this is important. This is important because you can watch the video. Yeah. You can watch the video. You can watch the actual video of the insurrectionists attacking the Capitol. That's real. Mm-hmm. It happened.
They attacked the Capitol. Okay.
Can I just weigh in on one thing? You guys are both wrong and you're both right. Let me explain. Both days are horrible days in American history. We're comparing what's worse of a tragedy when they're both horrible tragedies. So who's right, who's wrong? You're right more symbolically. Correct. This is an attack on our democracy, the peaceful transfer of power.
He's saying it did.
What some of the people did, right or wrong, they believed that there was a chance that Mike Pence could, hold off on the certification of the election while, states made sure that the numbers were actually the numbers. That's all people wanted to do. They wanted to say, wait, let's look into this. Let's figure this out and make sure, everything's on the up and up and that the numbers are actually the numbers and that the election was secure and fair. That's what most of these people wanted to do. The vast majority of them. There was a couple of people who got out of hand and like I said, got into that mob mentality and did stuff that they shouldn't have done. But they didn't go to the Capitol with the intention of taking over the government. I mean, that's stupid. They went there because they thought that there was injustice and they wanted to make sure that the legal means for challenging the election were implemented by Pence in this case. And that's what they wanted to do.
Didn't happen.
No, what she's wrong.
He's saying it
what
didn't
he is
happen.
saying.
Wait,
hold on.
I said,
no.
Hear me
out.
I deny that.
First of all,
Hear me
Adam,
out.
here's a question for you.
Hear me out.
No, hang on a second. Listen to me. No, hang on a second.
Yeah.
You're the judge of this?
Can I
You're
give
the
my
judge of this
opinion?
to say he's wrong or he's wrong?
Did I say it didn't? I said people weren't there. You said attack.
Yeah.
I said they were there. They were protesting.
You said it was a.
I didn't say it was attack. No.
You
I
said it was a tour.
No. I said it looked like a guided tour.
It didn't look like a guided tour to me.
What channel were you watching? CNN, MSNBC.
God,
I was watching undercover cameras.
You are a five-star whack job, man.
Where Vinny is right and wrong was
he's completely wrong.
Where I agree with what people say is, by definition, a lot of people would say that it wasn't literally a insurrection. Was it a riot? Was it was it a violent protest?
It was an insurrection aimed at stopping the certification of the election constitutionally prescribed on January 6th.
By following legal and constitutional means. At least that's what people thought. Intent matters. Why did these people go? That's why they went. This wasn't an insurrection.
That's the purpose of it.
You can argue over semantics. That's what I think.
It's not.
What point are you making?
I'm saying
make your
it's not
point.
semantics.
I would love to make my point.
Go ahead, let's see what
if
it
I
is.
can finish my
Let's make your point. Hurry up.
for one. Days were piece of horrible
I've never seen these guys this fired up, man.
days. You know it was not just a guided tour. You know that it was a violent act of complete absurdity.
No, Adam's wrong. It wasn't all. He's talking like if the whole thing was violent and absurd. It wasn't. There was a few people there who were violent and absurd, but you can't say that the whole thing was.
It wasn't a guided tour, but at the same time, I don't think many people think that it was an actual insurrection. It was a horrible day in American history. Horrible day. It was not a tour through the Capitol. It was horrible. But at the same time, you have to understand that millions of Americans are going to see what you said about 9/11
Right.
and be shell-shocked by the ramifications of what you're saying. So
I
this is
think-
what I'm saying, that you're both right and wrong in your assessment.
I think millions of Americans will understand perfectly what I'm saying. I think millions of Americans, sadly, are abused by people like you.
I'm abused.
Who have a platform and communicate misinformation like you just did, that this was a guided tour as opposed to a violent attack. You are one of the people, through your conspiracies, who is poisoning the discourse and the ability of people to tell reality.
Yeah.
I want to say for the record, you're completely, absolutely, totally full of
Yeah.
when you
I love
say
you too.
when you say
I say what?
when you say
Yeah,
that
stop
that
getting
was
so close to me.
anything
Why are you getting closer to
other
me?
when that was anything
Michael, go use
other
your
than an
microphone.
insurrection.
Go use your microphone. And what? Guess what? I can say whatever I want because I'm an
So by
American.
the way,
Say
reasonable
whatever I
question
want.
for you.
Yeah.
Reasonable question for you. What was and Adam? Here's a question for you. You said
I forgot to mention my point. That's what happens. It's, oh, you people are too stupid to think for yourselves. It's all these podcasters who are giving you misinformation, right? And sadly, the platforms back them up and help them by censoring, by demonetizing, by deplatforming people who want to give you a different point of view.
violent protest. You use those words
Twice. He
I
said
did.
violent
I
twice.
did, yes.
You said J6 is violent.
Yes.
Was BLM protest violent?
So we're going to go to a
No,
separate
no.
topic.
He's asking you a
I'm
question.
question for you.
Yes, it was violent.
What's more violent, J6 or BLM riots? How many businesses went out of business, or how many businesses were trashed during
Antifa.
J6?
Now I have to defend BLM.
You
now?
do because you
Okay.
used the word violent.
They were
Twice.
both violent.
No.
Just like
No,
9/11
no, it's not.
was also a horrible day.
That's not how-
Just like January 6th.
No, that's not how.
There's-
I mean, yeah, they're two different events. But if you want to compare, now what you can do is compare the way the government is going against the people in J6 versus how the government is going against, or rather not going against, the rioters during the BLM riots.
levels. So
That's not how
only
this
one
works.
can be violent
No,
when the
it's
other
not.
one can't?
It's not. No,
Okay.
no.
Why
So
can't
January
you
6th was
understand?
peaceful and
have
only
to-
BLM was violent. I got it.
What is the difficulty in understanding that one of them was an attack on a very specific place on a very specific day with a very specific function taking place on that day that had everything to do with the peaceful transition of power, which is foundational to how the country functions. That's why,
Now we're talking different issues.
right?
for-
So if there's a riot
right.
in Cleveland and 500 businesses are burned down,
Yeah.
that is a threat to the economy in Cleveland, but not American democracy. If you assault the Capitol
Yeah.
on the day that the Congress is certifying an election to begin the process that will culminate on the 20th with the transfer, they have nothing to do with each other. The attack on the 6th was incited by one of the 44 people in the history of the country who's raised his hand and swore the 35-word oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Period.
No, not period, because that's not what happened. And that's not what Donald Trump told people to do.
It was the most grotesque betrayal and abdication of presidential responsibility in American history. It constitutionally disqualifies him, in my estimation, from holding office ever again.
And we're down to the actual reason why all this stuff is going on. They don't want him to be president again. And that's why all this is happening. That's why all these indictments are happening. That's why this guy's organization is putting out all these hit pieces on him. They just don't want him to be president again. But unfortunately for them, there's millions upon millions of people that do want him to be president again. We've never seen the government go this far to keep someone from being president. So, I mean, we don't know how much further they'll take it, but it's worrisome to say the least.
Buddy, look at what happened. Look at what happened. It was a tour? How dare you?
You didn't see the shaman getting guided around?
Shit.
The guy was supposed to be this crazy wild man. They were okay. Here's my question. Steve? How do you explain the countless FBI agents in plain uniform that Congress won't even tell us how many?
Because it didn't happen.
Oh yeah. Oh no. And
It didn't happen.
Ray Epps led
the violent insurrection.
Oh yeah. By the way, what? Let me see this. Can I show it? Go back to that video. Could you show this video? People are rotting in jail for 30 years.
Yeah, 'cause
okay,
they're
for
criminals.
doing this shit.
What
What the hell does that look
The violence.
like?
Okay,
what
so
does that look like
that's
to you?
one video,
Look at the
Vinny.
violence. I don't give a
Vinny,
shit.
just because you're yelling doesn't mean you're right.
No, it doesn't matter.
That's one piece of video.
Yeah, one
Why
piece
don't
of
we
it.
show the hours of footage of them
Tucker
breaking
Carlson.
down-
Look,
Tucker.
okay.
What do
guys,
we got here? We
guys,
got Tucker
who got
Carlson
shot?
here.
Who got shot?
We got a guy. We got
Who got
Tucker
shot?
Carlson. We got.
Okay, this is another tactic, right? He's going to start talking about Tucker Carlson, who is the one who put this on Fox, on his show. So they're going to start saying, attacking Tucker Carlson. Never mind what you're seeing on the screen. You know, don't believe your lying eyes. Let's talk about how Tucker Carlson is this horrible person without any, foundation as to why they're saying that about him. But don't watch the video. Don't watch the video. Tucker Carlson is a bad man. So don't watch the video. Don't believe it.
Got a
Who
guy
got
who's
shot?
got his own show on Russian
Ashley
TV.
Babbitt, God rest her soul.
We
the
got
veteran.
Russian TV. He's got a show on Twitter.
the king
12-year
of
veteran gets
replacement,
shot. Yeah, look at
domestic
this. Oh my
terrorist.
God, look at this violence. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But let's
Oh my
go to-
God, they're tearing it up.
Let's roll
So-
the tape of the violence, though.
Okay,
Vinny.
bro-
Okay, that's like saying there's a war going on over
Adam,
here, but you have
Adam,
video of outside
Adam,
of
hold
them
on.
getting along.
Here's my question.
There's other videos,
wait,
Vinny.
Hold on, let's go back. So you mean to tell me
Yeah, but that guy, for walking around like that, he had like over 10 years. I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember how many years he got. I mean, they're appealing, but years in prison for walking around in the Capitol like that? You have to know that's not justice.
Donald Trump, 2016, we found this is a fact. This isn't BS. I made this up. 2016, fact. All right, the Durham report. Hillary Clinton, DNC, FBI, they all colluded to say he.
None of that's true.
No. Oh yeah.
all
None of it's true. So you're full of right now. Number one, 100% true. She paid for the dossier and did
It's documented truth.
all that. 100%. So wait. So Donald Trump is crazy to think that they would cheat again? Are you kidding me? You mean having the FBI go on Twitter?
There's no evidence of voter
give me a
fraud
break. All right,
of
so
any
Durham's full of
type
shit, too.
whatsoever.
Durham's full of shit.
Yeah, but
No,
that-
you're
that's,
full of
that's
shit.
a
No, you
separate
got-
conversation.
Hold on. By the way, and the hypocrisy for you guys to talk
You have any
shit,
good
the
videos from
Lincoln
when you were
Project
56?
was comprised of all the same that you guys accuse Trump of. That's the funny part.
They project all the stuff they're doing onto you to make you look like the bad one.
You guys are all full of shit. Your whole crew was tax evading, Russian foreign agent, money scandaling people, and we're supposed to what? Believe you guys were making money. Where's all that money? Where's all the money? And I'm crazy? You didn't vet none of those people? You didn't vet none of them? No, none of these people. And it's always the ones that point are the biggest pieces of shit. The ones that go, hey, look at Trump, tax guy, Russia guy. It was you guys.
Wasn't me.
It's you. Oh, you're innocent. You're 100%
I pay
innocent.
my taxes.
Oh, okay.
Do you
Well, I'm
want to
saying
find? You want to find some fucking guy? You know what you are?
an American patriot.
You're
That's
a
why.
whack job.
Yeah, I'm a whack job.
You're a whack job.
Let me guess. Yeah, right. Yeah, dismiss conspiracy. No, the truth fucking hurts and doesn't care about your
Please.
feelings. Period. I'm sorry.
Other than,
I'm not
other than
delusional
what
about
he's
man.
saying about the peaceful tour of the Capitol,
Yeah.
which I fully disagree with.
It's
but
not.
But
it's
he's allowed
not.
his
It's
opinion.
not. It's not.
What is he
no,
saying
no, no,
that's
no.
wrong?
It's
though?
not. It's not an opinion. It's not an opinion. He's a liar. He's a liar. He's lying into the camera about a violent event, saying it was peaceful, spouting conspiracy theories, and using a Tucker Carlson thing.
I didn't play the
I mean,
video.
I don't know what to say other than to say.
Because you have nothing to say other than to say it's lies, it's conspiracy, it's stupid. Yeah, let's move on.
I'm
It's
with you
why
on-
the country, right? I mean,
It's why Trump is leading in the polls because there's so many crazy whack jobs like me that are tired of your period.
Yeah, I'm with-
America first. Look where the America is right now. Where are we? Are you happy with what's happening right now in this country? Are you genuinely happy with what's happening in the country? Border wide open, inflation, all the that's happening, all the violence, all the smash and grabs, all the you're happy?
I think three things. I genuinely
Surprised he
think you're
thinks
a
that many.
God bless you too. Thank you so much.
I think you're ignorant.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And
I think you have nothing to say because you know that I'm right. And guess what? I hope to God Trump's win again. Trump wins again, so at night he just lives in your head.
So he can kill me?
No,
Kill the chairman of the Joint Chiefs?
No, because I want you to wake up
Shut
every
down
morning
NBC?
and go, I want you to wake up every morning and go, oh, I want you to cry like all the people that cried, but he made America dope. It's people like you that are dividing us. All right? I don't give a shit about personality. I want policy. I want to live in a safe country, all right? I want the border to be secure. I want the economy to be killing, all right? I don't want people like you.
I don't know.
Like,
You seem
he's a boogeyman.
You seem a little rattled to me.
Not at all, bro. I'm on point all day. I have a vote.
Nice vein in your head.
Yeah, it's a vein. It's called passion.
Wow. So yeah, that's the most passionate I've seen Vinny ever, I think. So what do you guys think? You know, whether you agree or disagree, I think we can all agree or should agree that we want to live in, like Vinny was saying there, in a prosperous, safe, and fair and just country. So let's all do our part. And it starts, and I'm beating a dead horse about this, but be informed. Do your own research. Make up your own mind, because that's the only way we're gonna actually get to the truth. And if you want videos like this to get to more people, make sure to like and subscribe and share it with someone who needs to see it. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for your time. I appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.